I'm like smacking into my goddamn monitor, Ben. This is this is not what surf was supposed to be. We're supposed to be linear, nice.
This is nice. This is a linear map as well. What do you mean?
This is nice for who?
I mean, dude, I love it. I did it half sideways. I don't do maps like this if I hated it, for the most part.
This is nice for people who bought the whole desk. You got a whole desk as a mouse.
Yeah, my whole desk is a mouse pad.
I'm pretty terrible at surf. I've played for at least 4,000 hours and have no friends, but I'm still not a pro surfer. That's why I hired Ben, who sells coaching on Fiverr, so I can get a world record and finally impress my mom. Ben is also really good at something called tech surf, or all this spinny shit, while I'm into smooth surf, you know, the good stuff. But before we did anything, Ben ran through some of the basics.
We could touch a bit on fundamentals, I guess. Do you know what the Krealington curve is?
What?
That sounds like a no.
That is a definite.
The Krealington curve. I'm assuming you know about how, like, catching ramp stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Ben is just talking about how you get onto the ramps. You catch them. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, just click here. Angle CS has the perfect video on this. Here's the basic idea. Speed equals good. Units equals speed, so units equals good.
So the Krealington curve is what you want to integrate into whenever you're surfing. This is something I learned from Orson, who was my coach back in the day.
That's this guy.
This is essentially the optimal line you want to surf on ramps, being this red line here. You don't want to be going straight like this. You don't want to go straight down and across. I mean, it's something you'll see Levi and Kev do a lot if you actually look out for it. You get the most units, and it's just fastest from point A to point B, and it adds up over the course of a map, right?
So I did a little research on this. The Batista clone is really complicated. Not sure if it's actually applicable, but you get the idea. You want a smooth, curved path on basically every ramp, catching and nicely tossing yourself to the next. Benno showed me an amazing way to practice this on one of the easiest maps ever, Stage 2 of Surf Borderlands. By the way, you should look here to see your units.
So if I jump off here, it goes up to around 1200, right? If I just hold A to do an extreme undercatch, suddenly it goes to 300. So you just lost 700 units out of that you would have potentially had. That's an undercatch, but the thing is when you go into catching the ramps, you want to follow into that curve. After the catch, which is fast movement, you then transition into this nice slow curve without falling off, preferably.
Ben explains that this fundamental was key to his surfing success. Oh, I guess I should mention, Benno literally has hundreds of records on CSGO. He does attribute his skill to many factors.
But this was one of the key aspects, getting the catch so you don't overcatch, because if you overcatch, you're going to go too far away from the ramp, like you're going to end up boarding somewhere down there instead of up here, right? So you don't want to turn too early or too sharply, so instead when you catch it, it's gonna be around 45-ish degrees, maybe a bit sharper, depends on the ramp and how high you're falling from. But then you kind of want to follow, a bit hard to draw, but kind of like a curve, right? The entire way through.
So, we finished the basics and Ben had decided to put me on one of the hardest tech maps in the game, Surf Shodan. There's only 6 tiers in Surf. Utopia and Macia are tier 1, 666 and Royal are tier 6, with some stuff in between. Tier 7 was invented to hold the most ridiculous maps no one can beat. Oh, and they made a whole 8th tier that's just 3 completely insane maps.
Okay, let's get into this thing.
Oh boy. Okay.
Let's get you a juicy map save log here, Shodan. So you want to drop off first ramp a lot sharper than that, because you need to get the fall into second ramp for the units. Try to keep it a bit lower again, like you generally, on this next ramp as well, you want to board the very bottom of it. It's gonna be optimal for you here. That's very, very good units. And then it's just a quick turnaround, board turn, boom. Now you've made it after one of the first hurdles.
This map has a few sections that are really hard. The first 180, this weave and the upward weave after, this little devious section, and a 15-second choke point at the end. Spin through this tube, ride the weird donut ramps below, and fling yourself up. By the way, we're using a plugin called Save Lock that allows you to set save points and teleport to them at will.
Takes a bit of practice to get used to, but getting that 180 onto the ramp and getting around with enough units over the wall to then make it here on 66, it can be relatively hard. Just getting you locked down when you get a nice little pass off this. There you go.
No, that's my lock. God damn it. Okay, hold on. I didn't do it.
I'd recommend the next ramp, go low on the next ramp, so you give yourself some space to go up. Right, and then you follow through with going up here.
Gotcha.
And just have a nice clean 360. You can also do the one side like you see Granite and Kev do, for going quicker when they head hit. Yeah, but then you got to head hit down generally, so you don't end up too high.
I was feeling really good about our session. It was taking time to learn things, but Bennett was patient and gave me time to figure out things for myself. By the way, a lot of attempts are cut out for the sake of brevity.
Like if you can board mid next ramp, that's kind of perfect. There you lost a lot of speed though, like 3450 kind of thing you should be getting. That's good.
And I want to
That's
touch, I
a bit
almost want
too
to
low.
touch the ceiling, right? Basically as high as I
Yeah.
can get.
If you're boarding high, then the tighter to the ceiling you get, the better.
Okay, weave.
Okay, well, you want to start turning as soon as you get through, basically, so you give yourself as much space as you can with the weave. And it's quite a quick weave. It's just quick, right, left, right. And then you want to board high next ramp.
Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of. Definitely struggling with the weaves. Not a lot of these in unit maps. I remember it was somewhere I just played. Then leave high here, weave through, and then enter the hole over here.
Yeah. Now, the way you do the weave, there's a couple different ways. You can't just straight weave it. I generally 360 then weave. So I turn all the way around to the left, yeah, and then I weave it up like that, exactly. That's the way I found easiest for this.
Shit units. Shit
Okay,
height. How we
so
feeling?
So when we get here, I'm just going to paint out kind of the line for you here
Gotcha.
that you're going to want to kind of try to follow. So when you're coming down the spin, right? Oh my god. You're approaching from here. So the first step is we're going to turn left
Gotcha.
around here, right? And that left is just going to keep going for a while. Then we get here, and we're going to start turning to the right. So we cross over the ramp onto this side here. Then let's just get that nice curve up, continue it here until you're off the ramp, circle around, and you're through.
Gotcha. Oh.
See? Not as bad as it looks.
Not
You need to
bad.
try to get that nice clean build, but it's not nearly as tough as it looks to spin.
Alright.
Alright, so that's good. Here, that's fine. Try to board a bit higher on the ramp. There you feel a bit low into it. And then a bit steeper down.
Okay. Now I understand.
And here,
Higher.
you really want to get a tight head check with the black bar. The tighter you get it, the better.
Okay.
And the one thing you might notice is the forced ramp strafe here. It's a bit hard to see.
Oh, I'm so close.
But if you look at the black bar there,
Yeah.
it's actually the next ramp is slightly raised up compared to the ramp beneath you.
Oh.
To just be a little bit of extra evil, Mr. Spy.
Feeling good about these
Alright,
units?
that's
Looking
fine.
good? Alright, bet.
Yeah, that's fine. Go lower on the ramp, and then just really slowly out because it's super steep. I think you can pull 1600 with your units going into this, if not more.
That's it. Okay.
So if we go,
What am I doing?
yeah, surf, so we can board it. There we go. Nice and low, and then switch to A. And then the next ramp, same thing. You want to turn up to it in the same rate as traveling, so it's just transitioning onto another ramp again. And then leave, turn around. Perfect.
Oh. Okay.
I would recommend left turn bind if you're right-handed. Would be a bit easier. Hey, nobody said it was gonna be easy.
Come on. Come on, man. This is where I would turn on my yaw speed to 210. I'm like smacking into my goddamn monitor, Ben. This is stupid. This is not what surf was supposed to be. We're supposed to be linear, nice.
This is nice. This is a linear map as well. What do you mean?
This is nice for who?
I mean, dude, I love it. I did it half sideways. I don't do maps like this if I hated it, for the most part.
This is nice for people who bought the whole desk. You got a whole desk as a mouse.
Yeah, my whole desk is a mouse man.
Tiny U.S. apartments will not take it. Okay, how are we feeling about this?
Don't think it's gonna make.
God damn.
Nope.
This is definitely the hard part. Wow. Compared to everything else? Yeah. Can we see what we can do with this and then we'll go back? Okay. Okay.
I mean, this can finish the run. Like, if you can make it through that weave, you're good to finish. You have the units.
We had spent quite a bit of time in this section, probably 20 minutes total. I could tell it would cause me a lot of trouble when going for a full run. Spoiler alert, it did.
Just throw yourself up. 2100 is perfect.
Okay, that's too high. Yes, definitely.
Alright, so
Okay.
here,
Keep it.
there are a couple options you can take there.
Yeah.
I would recommend just going with the weave. It's the fastest and probably the easiest. But when I was learning it in half sideways, I was also experimenting with just full 360 in the weave, because the thing is, it's identical on all sides. So when you leave this, if you go flat, you can just 360 around down to the next ramp. Which nobody really does it, but if you find it easier just to hold your left turn bind, it is doable. But so you give yourself some more room so it's not super tight. Well, it's more sooner, right? I mean, you don't need to go very steep, but you want to be leaving earlier. There you go, that's really nice. A nice turn here, up, transition through, around. You can head hit there, it's going to kill your units a bit, so if you can avoid it, that's great. If not, no worries, you'll still finish. Unless if you're trying to do the skip. If you're trying to do the skip, you need like 1300 units going into this ramp. Otherwise, it's, well, bad. Don't think like... So here, you just want to start turning up immediately after boarding. You don't want to wait. And then it's like the ramp before after the donut, right? You want to just turn straight into it and line up with it.
I don't know what happened there.
I think you're currently clipping the bottom of the ramp. There you go, this makes it. So hug the right wall going through. Right wall, right wall.
Ooh, right wall.
That could definitely have made it. There you go, so this is golden. Now just hug right, and cross him.
No, that's it.
Use tele 49, and you've got it. I just set one down for you from this. So here, hug the right wall, and cross him. You should make it. They clip the wall though.
Yeah.
There you go. But there you go. That's a 122. Let's see what that would be. So you're looking at rank 25 there.
Not bad.
Hey, that is 0.19 faster than Beetle.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, so you can take down Mr. Beetle here now. That would be, what did I say? Rank 25 out of 64. If you got that luck. I think you could definitely hit even better than that. With some practice with this, it's, you got it easy mode.
Apart from some wind, like, I think you're gonna be fine. Do you
Oh
want the
fuck, you should have told me about that. I've got my fan on. Oh no.
Don't worry about that. But this is like a little testing thing, you know? I'll edit this up, we'll see how it does. Would you be interested in doing this again, like in a couple, like in a month? Something like that?
I'm 100% down, dude. I mean, it's fun, it's chill, and yeah,
And
I'm down, dude.
easy content. Alright, my man.
Alright, have a good one, dude. Let me know how the editing goes. See you later, dude.
This was a hell of a lot of fun. Benowy was an excellent teacher and worked at my pace. He never got impatient and I really felt like I improved. It came out to around $22 on Fiverr, which was well worth the money for me, and I would highly recommend him to beginners and intermediate to advanced tech surfers. I cut a ton of stuff out. I'm going to be sending him a beefier version of the lesson with less editing. You can go check him out on twitch.tv/Benowy and of course Benowy on YouTube for more. And as always, good luck sliding those triangles.